Hello everybody, welcome back to a brand new Ninjago video here on the channel. My name is TannerFishies, and in today's video we're going to be discussing a pretty major part of the new Ninjago Crystalized trailer that has a lot of Ninjago fans talking and honestly kind of worrying for the sake of both Kai and Jay. In today's video we're going to be breaking down the sequence in the Ninjago Crystalized trailer that appears to show Kai and Jay fighting with each other below the Ninjago monastery. There is a sequence in the trailer, you'll see it on your screen right now, in which Kai and Jay shoot their respective elemental powers at each other. Kai performs a fire blast, Jay performs a lightning strike, and the two powers collide below the monastery in what's essentially the new Samurai X cave. In today's video, my goal is to break down this scene and give my thoughts and reasons as to why these two may be fighting with each other and what might really be going on in this scene. Before we begin though, as usual, this video will in fact contain theories and speculation regarding the Ninjago Crystalized trailer. This is the very first theory video that I'm going to be making surrounding the trailer. And as I've said, this video will in fact contain theories, speculation, and if you wanted a definitive answer, I'm going to be honest, I don't have one for you. This video is in fact a speculation video. And that's pretty much going to do it for disclaimers. Also, I guess I should probably give a minor spoiler warning just in case anything I say in this video, anything I theorize about ends up being correct. There's a minor spoiler warning, I guess, but we're just going to be taking a look at trailer footage here, which of course the trailer for Ninjago Crystalized has been out now for a while, so I'm sure you guys have seen it. If not, go check it out, come back and watch this video. Anyway, going back to the scene in question, Kai and Jay appear to battle each other below the monastery. What exactly is going on here? Well, if you take a look at what else is in this shot, you can see some weird water imagery going on here. There appears to be buckets or containers of water surrounding the entire place. There appears to be some type of shape on the floor made in water. Not exactly sure what that's all about there. And it appears that the water that's been spilt on the floor, or at least on the table, is bubbling, reacting to something. And again, there's a lot that could be going on here. I think in terms of what the deal is with the water cups and the weird water shape on the table or the floor, wherever this may or may not be, I believe this was some type of ritual set up by one of the ninja, either Kai or Jay, to communicate with Nia. We see water in the pots, we see water on the table. It appears that someone is trying to communicate with the water itself. Someone's trying to summon Nia here, and it could be either Kai or Jay. But I think what's going on is that Kai walked in on Jay attempting to reach Nia somehow using this weird water ritual. Jay was the one trying to communicate with Nia, and Kai ended up catching him in the act. Therefore, afterwards, a fight would break out between the two. Kai and Jay would kind of argue, perhaps, shoot their powers at each other, maybe rough each other up a little bit, before they eventually learn to help each other with their grief, as opposed to fighting one another over their coping mechanisms. Out of all of the ninja, it makes the most sense that Kai and Jay would be the most messed up by Nia's tragic departure towards the end of Ninjago Seabound. I've already touched on the fact that Jay might in fact become super depressed afterwards. Kai may be a little bit more angry, a little bit more emotional, but either way, both of these characters will be experiencing some type of negative effect following Nia's downfall, Kai being Nia's brother and Jay being Nia's significant other. And I also have an idea that both of them will have different coping mechanisms as well. As seen here, Kai may just simply accept that Nia's decision was her own and try to move on as is, but Jay may not be ready to move on just yet, and may be trying to perform water rituals or whatever as an attempt to communicate with Nia, get her back somehow. As we can see in this scene, again, a fight will break out between the two, and eventually I imagine this fight will end with both of them crying in each other's arms or something like that, understanding where each other is coming from, and as I said, rather than fighting each other, they will learn to accept each other's coping mechanisms. I'm not sure if it'll go beyond that though. The whole Kai versus Jay thing will probably not extend beyond this scene. I've seen some rumblings in the community about Ninjago Civil War, but I don't think that's happening. I think there's just too much going on in this new season for there to be room for a whole Ninjago Civil War storyline. What I think could be happening though is we could be seeing a rift between Kai and Jay during this season, or at least up until this point, ultimately culminating in their battle below the monastery, in which Kai and Jay are again fighting perhaps over coping mechanisms for Nia's loss. Again, if Jay is trying to communicate with Nia via this weird water ritual thing, Kai will probably not be into that. Kai will probably be super upset, maybe even a little offended that Jay is trying to do this, and as I've said, they could battle for a little bit before ultimately accepting one another. In my opinion, this could be similar to the Jay and Cole conflict from seasons 3 to season 4, if you guys remember that, and coincidentally that was all about Nia as well, only they were fighting about Nia in a different way. Kai and Jay here may just be fighting over whether or not it's right to communicate with Nia, whether or not it's okay to try to get her back if her decision was ultimately her own. And if this scene wanted to go even further, since the water is bubbling a little bit, maybe this could be the scene where Nia makes her grand reappearance. Maybe this is the first scene since Seabound where she actually communicates with both Kai and Jay, possibly showing up up below the monastery and being there to assist the ninja during the final battle. Maybe Jay's ritual or Jay's method of communication trying to reach Nia, maybe that actually worked, and this is the scene where Nia will officially return to the ninja team, whether that be temporarily or permanently. I think Nia could easily show up here and sort of mend the relationship between Kai and Jay, and if Nia will be there, that'll give both Kai and Jay a chance to get some closure in their relationships for sure. Now, there is a possibility as well that Kai and Jay may not be fighting here. They may just be combining their powers to ward off some type of enemy, or maybe they're combining their powers to try to create more water or something. Maybe they're working together to try to get Nia back. That could always be the case too, but I think it would be more interesting for the Ninjago season itself, Ninjago Crystalized, to feature Kai and Jay fighting with one another. As we can see in the scene, their faces do look pretty angry. We can see Kai has a pretty angry expression on his face, and those attacks look super devastating. So I'm not sure if this is going to be a team effort here. I'm not sure if they're actually working together. To me, it seems like they're fighting, so I don't think the idea of them working together to get Nia back, I'm not sure if that idea will play out in full. It very well could happen, but as I said, I think it's more likely that these guys are fighting because they disagree over whether or not it's right to call Nia back. Kai ultimately respects Nia's decision and wants Jay to move on, while Jay wants to get her back. He's not ready to move on just yet. Therefore, they could fight, understand each other's forms of grief and coping, and eventually they'll come to work it out. Whether or not that will involve Nia appearing from this weird water rituals thing, I guess we're just gonna have to wait and see. I think scenes like this are interesting because they get Ninjago fans talking. I think with both Kai and Jay following Seabound, we're gonna see some type of grief between the two, and perhaps some type of disagreement between them as well. I'm not sure if Kai and Jay will be as buddy-buddy as they have been in previous seasons. Maybe they could actually experience some problems with each other this go-round, and I'd be okay with that personally. I think that could make things a little bit more interesting, especially following Nia's loss during Seabound. But let me know down below in the comments what you think about this, you guys. That'll pretty much wrap it up for my thoughts here today. Just a quick video discussing the scene in which Kai and Jay appear to be fighting one another, and I just wanted to give my thoughts as to what I think is actually going on here. Again, I think these two are fighting because they disagree as to how to bring Nia back, or how to communicate with her, or whether or not it's ethical to communicate with her. But as I've said, that'll pretty much wrap it up for my thoughts here today. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a comment down below discussing what exactly you think is going on in this scene, and how do you think both Kai and Jay are feeling during Ninjago Crystalized? Leave all your thoughts down below in the comments, everybody. Hopefully you enjoyed today's video, and as I've said, thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy today's video, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, do all that fun stuff, and as always, check out the links down below in the description from other forms of social media. Thank you all so much for watching today's video. Once again, you guys, my name is TannerFishies, and with that, I bid you farewell.